Question 46 says that Nina is making a slipcover for a pillow like the one shown below. Rounded to the nearest hundredth, what is the least amount of fabric in square centimeters that she needs to cover this entire pillow? They want us to use 3.14 for pi and then record our answer in this griddable down here. So we no longer have answer choices. We're going to make sure we're really thorough and careful when we're working through this. And now we need to look at this question and see what we need to use to solve the problem. So I have a cylinder here, which is a 3D shape. And sometimes when you see a 3D shape, you're like, oh, should I use volume? Should I use surface area? I have no idea what I'm doing. So it says that she's making a slipcover for a pillow. All right, thinking about this. If you're making a slipcover for a pillow, is that something that you're stuffing inside, like the stuffing inside of a pillow? Well, that would be volume. No, we're actually doing something. We're going around the cylinder, and then she's going to cover it with fabric. And that's kind of like wrapping a present, which we know is surface area. So we have some formulas on our reference materials for surface area. It's either a prism or a cylinder. Okay, prism is either triangular or rectangular bases, but this is has circular bases, so obviously we're going to be solving for the surface area of a cylinder. Now it didn't say that she's not going to cover the ends. She wants to make a slipcover for the entire pillow, so we will use total surface area of a cylinder, which is 2 pi RH plus 2 pi R squared. So let's go ahead and write that formula here. Okay, so I'm going to just double check and make sure I recorded that correctly. I have 2 pi RH, and then 2 pi R squared, 2 pi R squared. Okay, so that checks out. And they want us to use 3.14 for pi, and then round to the nearest hundredth. Obviously, because we only have 2 spaces for our numbers after the decimal. So let's start plugging in. For 2, we don't need to do anything. We're going to leave it as is. For pi, we will use 3.14 as directed. R. Well, look at this visual. What are these numbers? 40 is the line that's connecting our bases, our circular bases. So that's our height. And then the 16 is this diameter of the base. Well, we know that this is the diameter, and diameter divided by 2 would give us the radius. So 16 divided by 2 is the radius, which is 8. Okay, so from here, that's 8. Now, we'll plug that in, and then plug in our height, and then we would add that to 2 times 3.14 again, times our radius, which is 8, squared. Okay, I had to cram that in there, guys, but this says 2 times 3.14 times 8 times 40 plus 2 times 3.14 times 8 squared. Good news. Once again, calculators save the day. We're going to type all of this in to calculate because we don't have any variables, and it's going to just spit out our answer. 2 times 3.4 times 8 times 40, 3.14, I apologize, plus 2 times 3.14 times 8 squared. Alright, I'm just going to double check and make sure that I have all the values in here. Perfect. Hit enter. Okay, 2411.52. Well, we need to round to the nearest hundredth, and the number, since we use this nice number for pi, 3.14, it's actually already rounded to the nearest hundredth. And then we'll just go back and make sure that we did everything correctly, plugged in all of our numbers just one more time, and make sure that we get this answer. So, I have my formula for surface area of a cylinder. It says she wanted to cover the entire pillow, so I had both the lateral plus the area of the 2 bases. I plugged in 2 because it said so, I used 3.14 for pi, as stated. I plugged in my radius, which was half of the diameter given, 8. 40, which was the height of the cylinder. Added it to 2, because they told us to. Pi, which I said was 3.14. R, which was 8 squared. Just double check that that all went into the calculator correctly. 2, 3.14, 8, 40, plus 2, 3.14, 8 squared. Awesome. My answer is 2,411 with 52 hundredths. Now, the important part is making sure that we bubble it in correctly so that we get full credit. Or actually, you only get full credit or no credit. So, we're going to start, make sure we use the correct place value. I have 2 thousands, so in my thousands place, 2,000, 400 in the 100ths place, 1 in the 10ths place, and 1 in the ones place, 10s place and the ones place, 5 tenths, and 2 100ths. So 2,411.52 or 52 hundredths. And that's it, guys.